to Review the Light. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Nitecore EA41, the 2015 version. But really quick, before we get into it, if you haven't yet, go ahead and click this link right up here to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Keep up to date on the latest reviews. This one right up here, you can subscribe to my Facebook page. I post various pictures, short clips, things like that. So that'll keep you up to date with the latest reviews and everything. And also, if at the end of the review you have any questions, when I finish the full review, I'm going to put a link to it in the description right down here. So feel free to check that out for any specific details about how the light works or how it performs when I finish all of its tests. Okay, so the EA41 2015 version is the next in a very popular series by Nitecore. Uses 4 AA batteries. It's been, like I said, it's been incredibly popular. The first one in it was the EA4, and then they updated it to the EA41. And then now we've got the EA41 2015 version. So as far as I know, the only differences between the 2015 version and the older version of the EA41 are that it has a better output and efficiency. But I'll see when I do the full testing. So really quick, here's the box. If you want to take a look at any of those specs longer, feel free to pause the video. But that's what the box looks like. And I'll go ahead and open it up. You can see the light compared to its previous versions. I'll kind of line them up. You can see it actually, now that I have it out, it looks like the 2015 version is slightly shorter. So that's something worth noting. You see, yep, the 2015 version looks a little shorter than the previous version of the EA41. Other than that, I'm not seeing any other obvious differences. They seem to be about the same diameter. Yep. That seems to be the only obvious difference I can find. The EA4 was a slightly older model. Its main difference was it just used a single switch right here instead of the double switch that's used on the EA41 and the EA41 2015 version. So we'll go ahead and put these away. Other than that, I think the main difference is just going to be the output and the efficiency. So also included in the box here, we've got the warranty card, the user manual. I'm going to keep that out on the side here to make sure I don't miss any features. Do my best not to miss any features, I should say. I always seem to miss something. But if you have any questions, check out the full review, or you can just ask me in the comments. Here are the accessories. It comes with a lanyard and a spare O-ring. I won't get that out right now. It's just Nitecore's standard lanyard there. And the holster. Go ahead and put that in so you can see how it fits. It'll fit in head up or head down. My holster is a little bit smashed on the bottom. Now we'll give it a try. So there's the light in its holster. Pretty standard holster that Nitecore uses. It's got the little Nitecore tag on it right there. The Velcro flap for the light. In the back you can clip it with a hook on this loop, or you've got a Velcro flap and a sewn-in flap that you can run your belt through or whatever other way you want to attach it. So that's the holster that's included. So the light itself uses the Cree XML2 emitter. You can see that down in there. It's currently the highest efficiency, high brightness emitter out there. It's a very good emitter. We will test it to see. It claims, let's see, the 2015 version claims up to 1020 lumens, and Nitecore is usually pretty spot on with their lumen claims. I will be testing that in the full review. You can check that out. You can see it's in a fairly deep, smooth reflector, so the light itself goes down to, and the emitter is right about here, so it's a fairly deep reflector for the size. That'll help focus the light a bit. The width of the reflector isn't huge, but it's larger than many lights, so I'm guessing this light's going to throw fairly decent. The XML2 family of emitters are fairly floody, so we'll see the beam pattern when we get outside. I'm guessing it's a good mix of spot and of throw and flood. And you can see it's got a smooth reflector there, so that will also help focus the light to throw further. We've got the stainless steel bezel ring that helps protect it if you drop it, and your light's less likely to get dinged up. So the body of the light looks the same as the previous EA4, EA41 editions, mostly smooth, and some cuts in it here. Some ridges help dissipate heat because it increases surface area and also gives you better grip. A little bit of knurling on the tail helps you get the tail off to change batteries, so that's nice. On the body here we've got a couple flat sections where you see the model name and the Nitecore logo here on the other side, and the model name again. On the back, no tail switch. You can see it's just got these kind of X pattern here with a hole you slip a lanyard through, so because of that design you can kind of get the lanyard to go around the side if you want to a little bit, and you'll still be able to do the disabled tail stand even with the lanyard in there if you want to. It's controlled by these two side switches. It's got the mode button and the on-off button. We'll get to that in a minute. First we're going to open it up. It only opens here at the tail. You can see, let's see if I can get it to focus on the threads for you. There you go. So the threads appear to be, if my eyes will focus, these look like square cut threads. They're anodized, they've been lubricated, so they look really good. They should hold up for a long time. We got the O-ring there that's they sent you the replacement for. When that wears out, all O-rings are going to wear out with use over time. But that helps keep the water out if the light gets exposed to water. So here you can see in the tail cap we've got this rotating mechanism. It's also got a little bit of play in it up and down, and this rotating mechanism is going to be what allows you to rotate the cap and still have all these terminals make connection with the batteries. So because of the way the batteries are set up, it's going to need all 4 batteries to run. They're set up, they're not just all facing the same direction, and they're not just all in parallel. There's some series going on, so you're going to need all the batteries in there in order for it to work. And you can see it's got springs to make connection with the negative terminals, and these pads to make connection with the positive terminals. And just like with the EA40 and the EA41, the previous version, it's got these 2 posts here, and these posts, when you're putting the tail cap on, slide into these 2 little holes in the tail so that it keeps everything lined up as you are taking the tail cap on and off. Also worth noting, it doesn't have a battery carrier. It's a solid piece that just stays in there, so instead of a battery carrier that slides in and out. So that makes the light a little bit stronger, but also a little bit heavier, so that's just the trade-off that you've got going on there. At the base, we've also got the 2 pads and the 2 springs to make connection with the batteries. So it does follow the normal convention of how to insert batteries, but just in case you don't know to put the negative terminal battery on the spring, it's got it marked here for you, which side is positive and which is negative on the inside. Now let's see. Obviously, once you get it lined up, it's easy to get the tail on and off. Hitting that switch can be difficult sometimes. So I'm not sure, really quick, you may not have caught that. I'm not sure if I had the camera pointed quite correctly. When you first turn on the light, you can see it blinks a few times there. The number of blinks indicates the battery level. So 3 blinks, I believe, means I've got a pretty high battery level, so that's good. The instruction manual says exactly what the blink pattern means. So here we've got the power switch and the mode switch. So when I first want to turn it on, I just hit the power switch, and it comes on at whatever brightness level I used last. So it looks like I've got it fairly high here. I can rotate through the brightness modes pressing the mode switch. So here's the lowest brightness. And you can't see that really well here because it's pretty dim. We'll turn the brightness down there. So here you can see the beam pattern. We'll crank it back up, but that's the lowest brightness. And then we have the next modes there. So here, I can see it a little bit easier if I turn these lights off for a moment. Okay. And obviously it looks pretty blue right now. It's not going to look that mad when we get it outside. It's just due to the white balance on my camera. It's a pretty neutral white color to my eyes. So stick around for a minute when we take it outside. But this mode button just rotates through the 5 brightness levels when you click it. There they are. You can see that the light is pretty focused in a spot in the center, but it's also got a good flood. So that's the beam pattern. And it remembers whatever mode you use. So if I say leave it in the highest mode, when I turn it on and off, it just remembers that. Or if I leave it in the lowest mode, it remembers that when I turn it on and off, or any of the ones in between. Now you also have the option of going directly to, I'll turn on a little more light here so you can see what my fingers are doing. Okay, you also have the option of going straight to the lowest mode when you turn it on by holding, oh, that was the highest one. So you hold the mode switch. When you want it from off, you go straight to the highest output, no matter what output you use last. Also, if you hold the power switch, you go straight to the lowest output, no matter what mode you use last. So you always have instant access, no matter what mode is memorized. You have instant access to the lowest mode or the highest mode from off. So that's a really great feature. Also, let's see if I can recall how to do the strobe feature. There we go. If you hold down on the mode button, that's how you activate the strobe. Hold down on it again, I believe we go to the beacon. Yeah, this does a flash every couple of seconds for a beacon mode. And if I hold down on it one more time, I'm in SOS mode. So those are the three kind of special flashing modes there. And you hold down on the mode button once the light's already on to activate those. So that is the basic operation of the EA41 Pioneer. And if you stick around for just a minute, we will take it outside and give it a shot in the dark. Thanks. Alright, welcome back to Review the Light. We've got the Nitecore EA41 2015 edition of the Pioneer out here in the backyard, and we're going to fire it up and see how it does. So, just clicking the power button, it comes on in whatever mode I used last. Looks like one of the lower modes here, but you can see the single emitter and the fairly large reflector. Gives me a pretty good size hot spot right there. Excuse me, a pretty well-defined hot spot, not too large, but there it is. And you can see the fade out into the spill region, the fairly narrow spill region here, so it's a little bit more for throw than for flood. So there's that. I'll cycle through the modes by clicking the front switch here. So here we are at the lowest. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5 modes. Look around a bit. Hercules is being my helper out here tonight, chewing on his bone. Alright, there's the trees nearby. Obviously not a lot of leaves in them at this time of year, but you get the idea. You can see what's up in those trees pretty far. It was a very good throw. You can kind of see the beam a little bit tonight with some of the mist we have in the air. And the color that you see on your screen is looking a little bit bluer, purpler than what I see in real life. What I'm seeing is very pure white at the middle, almost a little bit of a warm tint just outside of the spot, and then a very neutral tint out into the spill region. So I'll give it the double click, excuse me, not the double click on this one, it's the holding of the mode button activates the strobe. The strobe is so fast that it's kind of making me see spots on the garage a little bit there, so it's a very, very disorienting strobe. I would like to be on the other end of it even less, but I'm done with that there. That's a very fast strobe. So here, holding down again puts me into the beacon mode. It flashes once every couple of seconds. Holding down again puts me into the SOS mode. And there's that. So I'll show you the regular modes one more time. So we've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is the Nitecore EA41 Pioneer 2015 version. Bigger, better than ever, except smaller, as you saw, and brighter. Thanks for joining us. If you liked the review, be sure to click to subscribe right there. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on Facebook right over here. And the full review will be in that link as soon as I finish it. So thanks, and have a great night.